Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the category of Best Director. Now, what's interesting is that this year, the category of Best Picture is very open, but Best Director seems fairly cut and dry, which is interesting because typically the way it goes is picture and director go to the same film. But in the past couple of years, we've had a lot of splits. Like just last year, uh, Moonlight won Best Picture, but Damien Chazelle won Director for La La Land. In the year before that, Spotlight won Best Picture, but Inarritu for The Revenant won. Like, there are a lot of splits that happen, and it's becoming more popular now. So this year, we don't know whether or not there's going to be a split, but we do, for the most part, know who's going to win Best Director. Fifth most likely to win is Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. Now, this nomination came completely out of right field. Out of left field? I'm doing it, no mistakes. This nomination came completely out of nowhere. No one thought that this movie was going to do anywhere near as well as it did. It got 6 nominations. And I can't imagine how he could possibly win for this. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson is a respected director, but he's also a fairly offbeat director. He makes a lot of films that people just don't get, like The Master and Inherent Vice. And yes, this film. I was not a fan of Phantom Thread at all. I'm very much confused as to how this nomination happened. He is not going to win. He is very, very lucky to be nominated. I can't imagine a situation in which he gets enough votes to actually beat off the other contenders in this category. Beat off? I am so sorry. I'm just out of my element today. I was sick earlier. Let's just move on. Paul Thomas Anderson is not winning. Maybe Vicky Creeps poisoned my mushrooms or something, because I've had a stomachache all day. That's a joke for people who have seen the movie. Moving on! Fourth most likely to win is Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. Now, this nomination was a little bit more assured. A lot of people really loved Lady Bird as a film, and a lot of people really wanted Greta Gerwig to be nominated. She's only the 5th woman to ever be nominated for Best Director, and to that, I say well done. However, I hate to be the one to point this out, but the direction of the film Lady Bird is not terribly flashy. Lady Bird is a coming-of-age film that very much relies on its screenplay and its actors. And it's a good film, but it's not a film that calls attention to the direction. I'm not going to say the direction is bad or anything, but it's not very noticeable direction compared to some of the other nominees. So I think Greta Gerwig will get some votes purely out of the feminism factor, but I don't think she's going to get anywhere near enough votes to actually win the Oscar. Third most likely to win is Jordan Peele for Get Out. Now, this movie, when it first came out, it was kind of this interesting curio because people loved it, but people were like, is it going to get enough potential? Is it going to have enough staying power to get in the Best Picture conversation at the end of the year? And surprising everyone, it did, and it pulled off a very impressive run. Jordan Peele is only the 5th black man to ever be nominated for Best Director. And I think he has a little bit of an advantage over Greta Gerwig. Not only is the direction in this film a lot more noticeable, but no African American has ever won Best Director. No black person has ever won Best Director. And that's kind of surprising, given today's political climate, and especially given the time that this is the 90th Oscars. Like, it's never happened before. It's really quite astonishing and sad, too. Like, I wish Jordan Peele stood more of a chance in this category. If he won, I would be very excited, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Get Out is a film that does very well on the nomination stage, but not very well when it comes to actually winning awards. I think he's definitely going to get votes, but I think the top 2 contenders in this category are just undeniable factors, and I don't think either of them... Okay. Sorry again. I don't think Jordan Peele is going to win. It's a very good directorial achievement. He does a good job with blending the genres and everything, but it's a horror film. It's not really the Academy's cup of tea, so I just can't imagine Plus, he's a newcomer director, and they're like, oh, he'll make more stuff. So we'll see what happens. I can't imagine he's going to win, although I would be very excited if he did. Second most likely to win is Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Now, this is Christopher Nolan's first nomination, which is crazy because a lot of people thought he should have gotten on for The Dark Knight and Inception, and you can even make the argument for some of his other films that he should have gotten nominated. He's one of my favorite directors. I love his movies. That being said, this was one of the least favorite Nolan films that I've seen. Not to say it was bad, but it just didn't grab my attention in the way a lot of his others did. Maybe it's because this is a film that is very blatantly trying to be an Oscar movie. After making genre films for a while, he's like, okay, I'm gonna finally get nominated for an Oscar, because I'm gonna do a movie that's a war film, and it's a true story, and it's a historical period piece, and all that stuff, and he's going in the Oscar wheelhouse, and they're like, okay, we'll nominate you. I think he could possibly upset here. I think a lot of people really love not only the movie, but they love his work, and they're like, he deserves to have an Oscar for Best Director. He will get votes. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think Dunkirk is kind of an interesting presence in the awards race altogether because it doesn't really have a chance to win Best Picture, I don't think. I think it's lost a lot of edge. People like the film, and it definitely fits the bill for an Oscar movie, but as time's gone on, it's sort of lost the momentum it once had. So I don't think Christopher Nolan's going to win Best Director. The person I do think is going to win Best Director is, number one, the most likely to win is Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Now, Best Picture this year is a dead race between two movies, The Shape of Water and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And Three Billboards is not nominated for Best Director, which surprised a lot of people. I understand why Martin McDonagh was not nominated. It's not a film that calls attention to its direction very much. It's very much focused on the actors and the screenplay. But that might give it a hindrance in Best Picture. Meanwhile, Guillermo del Toro is the clear frontrunner for director. If you've seen the film, you know it's direction that calls attention to itself. It's direction that is beautiful, and it's a film that can't be mistaken for anything else. You see a clip from The Shape of Water, you go, that's The Shape of Water, that's Guillermo del Toro's film. He has a very strong vision, is what I'm trying to say, and he makes his vision come through over the course of the movie. And it's a very, very good film, and it's a beautiful looking film, which is another thing the Academy really looks for in the director category. I think Jordan Peele... I think Guillermo del Toro is the clear frontrunner. Yeah, so thank you for watching that. I apologize for my attitude in this video, or just my level of unprofessionalism in this video. So join me tomorrow where I will be predicting the category of Best Adapted Screenplay. So thank you.